Cherie DeVille lost her $5 million movie contract in 20 minutes, but this wasn't a casting change. Dani Daniels had been planning this Hollywood destruction for 7 months. The woman who stole her breakthrough role was about to discover that sabotaging an actress's dreams comes with career-ending consequences. This is the most brutal Hollywood revenge ever recorded. What started as industry competition became character assassination. What began with stolen roles ended with exposed lies and destroyed careers. By the time you finish watching this, you'll see how one woman's evidence and Hollywood connections turned her rival's biggest moment into complete professional annihilation. This isn't just revenge. This is Hollywood warfare. The exclusive rooftop restaurant overlooking Beverly Hills fell into stunned silence as Dani Daniels walked into Cherie DeVille's victory celebration, carrying evidence that would end everything. The dinner party, packed with Hollywood directors, casting agents, and entertainment executives, had been Cherie's moment to celebrate landing the lead role in Redemption, a $5 million mainstream film that was supposed to be Dani's breakthrough into legitimate acting. "Cherie," Dani announced, her voice carrying across the designer-dressed crowd, "before you celebrate your Hollywood success, I think these industry professionals should know exactly how you earned this role, especially the casting directors who think they're working with an honest actress." The statement sent shockwaves through the entertainment elite. Cherie's confident smile disappeared as she realized her rival wasn't here to congratulate her. She was here to expose the truth. But what happened next would become legendary in Hollywood circles, as Dani Daniels unleashed 7 months of meticulously gathered evidence that would prove Cherie DeVille had used lies, manipulation, and character assassination to steal a film role that should never have been available. The betrayal had started 10 months earlier, when both women were auditioning for mainstream roles as part of the adult entertainment industry's growing crossover into legitimate Hollywood productions. Dani Daniels, with her natural acting ability and genuine dramatic range, had been the obvious choice for the complex lead role in Redemption. Dani had spent months preparing for the audition, working with acting coaches, studying the script, and building relationships with the film's creative team. Her audition had been so impressive that director Michael Morrison had all but promised her the role, with only final contract negotiations remaining. That's when Cherie made her move, with a character assassination campaign so sophisticated it had fooled the entire production team. "Ladies and gentlemen," Dani announced to the shock party, "I have some recordings that will educate you about Cherie's casting methods." She connected her phone to the restaurant sound system. "This is Cherie talking to casting director Sarah Chun about how I'm unreliable and have substance abuse problems that would make me a liability for the production." The audio filled the rooftop with Cherie's voice clearly spreading false information designed to destroy Dani's credibility with the film's decision-makers. The Hollywood executives in attendance listened in horror as their new star admitted to character assassination. "That conversation is completely misrepresented," Cherie protested, but Dani was just getting started. "Really? Let's add some context," Dani replied, playing another recording. "This is Cherie explaining to her agent how she hired private investigators to dig up dirt on my personal life and create false stories about my professionalism to convince the producers I was unsuitable for mainstream success." The second recording was devastating, revealing systematic invasion of privacy and manufactured scandals designed to destroy Dani's Hollywood opportunities. But the nuclear bomb was still coming. "Now here's my personal favorite," Dani continued with deadly satisfaction. "This is Cherie coordinating with certain entertainment bloggers to publish negative stories about my inability to handle mainstream roles while she pays for positive coverage of her own serious acting credentials." The final recording was catastrophic. Cherie's voice filled the restaurant as she outlined a media manipulation campaign designed to destroy Dani's acting credibility while building her own reputation through paid propaganda. The party guests stood in stunned silence as they realized they were witnessing the exposure of one of the most sophisticated Hollywood fraud schemes ever attempted. "Cherie," Dani said with ice-cold precision, "you forgot that I'm not just a performer trying to break into acting. I actually understand how Hollywood politics work, which is why I've been documenting your sabotage campaign since I first suspected what you were doing." She pulled up additional evidence on her tablet, displaying it on screens around the restaurant. I also have proof that you've been lying about your acting training, claiming credentials from Juilliard and method acting schools that you never attended. The evidence was overwhelming. Documents showed that Cherie's claimed training at prestigious acting institutions was completely fabricated to impress casting directors and producers. But Dani wasn't finished destroying her rival. The really beautiful part, she continued, is that while Cherie was busy lying to steal my role, I was actually developing my craft and building authentic relationships with directors who value genuine talent over manufactured credentials. She delivered the killing blow with a smile that could light up Hollywood. I'd like everyone to meet David Martinez from Prestige Entertainment. A distinguished man in an expensive suit stepped forward from the crowd. Based on evidence provided by Ms. Daniels, Prestige Entertainment is immediately terminating Cherie DeVille's contract for redemption and offering the role to its rightful recipient, Martinez announced. We don't tolerate fraud, character assassination, or the kind of unethical behavior that undermines the integrity of our industry. As Cherie DeVille's $5 million contract was canceled in real time and her Hollywood dreams crumbled before the most powerful people in entertainment, Dani Daniels had achieved the perfect revenge while exposing dangerous corruption in casting processes. But the destruction wasn't over. Wait, there's more, Dani said with satisfaction that could power a studio. I've also provided all this evidence to the Screen Actors Guild, the Casting Society of America, and the Better Business Bureau. Cherie is being blacklisted from future mainstream productions for violating industry ethics standards. The revelation that Cherie's entire mainstream career was being terminated sent additional shockwaves through the entertainment crowd. Several casting directors and producers immediately distanced themselves from any association with her fraudulent activities. Cherie, Dani concluded, next time you try to destroy someone's Hollywood dreams, make sure you're not documenting your own crimes in recorded conversations, and maybe actually learn to act instead of just learning to lie. As Cherie DeVille fled the restaurant in humiliation, her mainstream career in ruins and her reputation destroyed, Dani Daniels had not only reclaimed her stolen role, but had exposed systemic corruption that threatened honest performers trying to transition into legitimate acting. The aftermath was swift and far-reaching. Within 24 hours, Cherie lost not only her redemption contract, but also audition opportunities for 3 other mainstream films. Entertainment media published exposés about her fraudulent credentials and unethical business practices, making her a cautionary tale about the consequences of building success on lies. Meanwhile, Dani's reputation as both a talented performer and ethical professional was enhanced. Redemption became one of the most successful crossover films in recent memory, proving that authentic talent ultimately triumphs over manufactured scandals. 6 months later, Dani reflected on her experience during a Hollywood Reporter interview. The entertainment industry is challenging enough without people using lies and character assassination to steal opportunities. My experience with Cherie taught me that sometimes the best way to protect your dreams is to document the truth and expose the people who try to destroy honest competition. She continued, Hollywood should reward talent, preparation, and professionalism, not fraud, manipulation, and character assassination. I hope my story encourages other performers to stand up to unethical behavior and fight for the integrity our industry deserves. The revenge had been perfect because it combined personal vindication with industry reform, exposing corruption while rewarding authentic talent and ethical behavior. The story became a cautionary tale in Hollywood about the consequences of using fraud and character assassination to steal roles, while also demonstrating how victims of such schemes could fight back effectively through documentation and strategic exposure of the truth. Most importantly, Dani had proven that in an industry often dominated by politics and manipulation, genuine talent and ethical behavior could still triumph when combined with intelligence, patience, and the courage to expose wrongdoing at the perfect moment. Thank you for watching this incredible story of Hollywood betrayal and perfect entertainment industry revenge. If you found this tale of authentic talent triumphing over fraudulent schemes inspiring, Please hit the like button and subscribe for more shocking stories of how industry corruption gets exposed and honest performers get vindicated.